as you said, the big takeaway is that there's no public health risk. Of the cars that derailed, 4 of them were tankards, but they weren't carrying any hazardous material at the time. This afternoon's briefing focused on the victims of that shooting, the 4 people killed and the 9 who are injured, including 1 LMPD police officer. You can see the path of that tornado in this neighborhood. They say it came from that cornfield coming towards this neighborhood, toppling trees on the way, ripping off some of the siding of that house, and then it crossed the street, taking a shed with it, ripping off part of this roof and heading straight for that Meyer distribution facility. Officials chased that suspect from Cincinnati all the way here down Smith Road, and that's where they say that standoff took place. City leaders, police, and the people who live and visit here all agree they're fed up with seeing this kind of violence. It is absolutely crazy out here in Buffalo. You can take a look at this crowd. You can see there is so much orange and black. Revelation Missionary Baptist Church used to stand here until they sold the property to FC Cincinnati to build the stadium complex. Builders were working as quickly as possible to get new homes out on the market, and they were selling pretty well too. But now with that sticker shock combined with rising interest rates, buyers aren't biting the way they used to be. Almost every day, Betty Gaines takes a walk.
It's a struggle for me and a lot of other people that are not as able to get around as I am.
Roughly half a mile to get pantry items, cleaning supplies, and anything else she might need.
And my grandkids will come over. They're gonna want some candy. Here it is.
But most importantly, her prescription medication. And once her local pharmacy, CVS, closes this month, she's not sure how she'll get it.
I don't know how they managed to do that without us knowing. I thought maybe you would have a meeting or something, council or something that would let you know what's going on in the community.
Gaines says she and her neighbors got about a month's notice. CVS offered to transfer everyone's prescriptions to their next closest branch, 1.5 miles or a 10-minute bus ride away. But in a community serving several affordable senior apartment complexes, that can feel a lot farther.
Some of them are disabled, some of them are on walkers, some of them on scooters. That's a lot of people being misplaced where they can't get what they need, and they've been here all their life. It's sad.
And it's not the first time the neighborhood's had to cope with losing its resources.
Thank you.
Okay.
When the Kroger closed 5 years ago, the Walnut Hills Redevelopment Foundation started working to fill the gap with weekly markets and food distributions. Now they're hoping to do the same through a partnership with another pharmacy.
We identified the Walnut Hills community as an area with a lot of people who experience health disparities, and being there just made total sense.
Equitas Health opened a clinic about half a mile north of the CVS 2 years ago, and now it's working with these affordable housing communities to transfer prescriptions to its on-site pharmacy or get those who can't travel set up for delivery.
Just going door to door, we're working with a lot of the local businesses there in Walnut Hills, the restaurants and barbershops, different groups, and they've agreed to help us to kind of get the word out.
For neighbors like Gaines, she appreciates the outreach, but she hasn't decided yet what might work best for her.
Trying to figure things out. It's mind-boggling.
Now as she works out her next steps, she says she can't help but wonder why time and time again, it's communities like hers that have to adapt.
Treat us like we live here, like we're people, and include us in some of these decisions they're making.
As a mom of 5,
You want me to fly the airplane? You want me to take over?
Brittany Clark spends much of her time trying to keep up.
No, I have to find it deep within because they very busy.
But whether it's playtime or mealtime, Clark says their current lodgings aren't helping.
It's very hard. It's the little stove, but it works, so we get the food done.
Making do in an extended stay hotel was never part of the plan.
I've probably seen at least 35 houses.
But for the past 5 months,
I probably applied for about 60.
Clark has been looking for a home in any spare time she can find. And with an already limited selection, every no hits hard.
I'm willing to take anything at this point. I just want to get out of here.
It's not that she can't afford rent, it's the way she would pay for it.
I have my voucher maybe for 14 years.
Through the Department of Housing and Urban Development, Housing Choice Vouchers give federal assistance to help low-income families afford rent on the private market. But that's only if a landlord takes it.
In a market like this, where landlords have their pick of people who want to rent from them, it's very hard to convince a landlord to accept what a voucher will pay.
Caitlin Byers with Legal Aid Cincinnati says the nonprofit is seeing a lot of cases like Clark's due to a rapid rise in market rate rent.
People who are perfectly good tenants who would be able to pay rent are being priced out.
Meanwhile, Clark is staying optimistic,
Papers, they didn't color it on.
keeping most of her stuff in storage so she can move as soon as she gets the chance.
Because this ain't my home. I can't unpack my stuff here or nothing like that. Put my clothes in drawers, because that doesn't mean I live here.
Oh no! So to build up the life her kids deserve, Clark says she'll keep looking for the right place with the right landlord, willing to open the door for her family.
Give people a chance, you know.
Michelle Alfini, Spectrum News. While those pandemic-era assistance programs are set to expire, families still have to contend with prices well above what they're used to paying. According to the Consumer Price Index, the price of eggs has gone up about 70% since last year. The price of milk is up about 13%, and chicken nearly 15%. That's why Gem City Market is working to offer a little extra help to SNAP recipients so they can continue to fill up their carts. As every beep adds up, customers at Dayton's Gem City Market are getting a little more wiggle room when it comes to what their dollars can buy.
Collard greens, cucumbers, tomatoes.
That's why Michelle, who was unwilling to share her last name, wanted to stop by this particular morning as the Month's We Got You program kicked off.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
In its third month, the donor-funded program offers 50% coverage of eligible SNAP and EBT purchases, an effort that Community Programs Manager Morgan Hood says supports shoppers who need it most.
Our mission is to provide accessible, affordable food.
That's why she says the co-op market opened in West Dayton, which for years had been a food desert.
When families get access to not just affordable food, but quality food, that's going to change your health holistically.
But it's that affordable part that's proven difficult for the store to provide, as food prices have been on the rise since the store opened. Hood says shoppers are constantly asking for help to keep their costs down.
We've swapped hundreds of products out in the last year to meet that demand.
The We Got You program offers a temporary solution.
I would have spent a little over $200, and today I was able to just spend just under $100.
As a SNAP recipient, Michelle says rising costs have taken a toll on her budget. And with extra funds from emergency allotments ending come March, she wants to make sure she's still able to feed her family quality, healthy food.
It's best to get what you can and stock up so that you can plan and budget accordingly for the months ahead.
This month's We Got You program will only last as long as funds are available. Hood says that's usually a matter of days. But with an anticipated spike in need, Hood says Gem City Market is looking for a more permanent solution.
Our hope for the future is that it will encourage generous community members to continue to donate so we can maintain this program over time and help bring more people into the store.
With enough donors, Hood hopes the program can run at least once a month through the year. In the meantime, Michelle says she's grateful for any opportunity to help families like hers prepare for the months ahead.
I'm sure a lot of families will benefit from it.
Michelle Alfini, Spectrum News.